We're gonna get ready to start. I'm gonna introduce Candice Moreno. She's our CEO here at GEPAR. She just wants to say hi.
Like the plug he gives me. Just wants to say hi. Hi, everybody. How are you guys? Good. We are so happy to have you here. Oscar and his team on the Realtor Builder Committee have done a fabulous job putting these series together. So I hope you guys have been enjoying if you've been attending all of them. They've got some great information for you today. And I am here to remind you, as always, that we have lots of committees, lots of opportunities to get involved at the association. Check your emails. The Monday email, if just that one email, will give you all the information for the week. And we've got another opportunity that I would really hope that some of you guys would please take advantage of. Did anybody hear about our program called Why Not Wednesday? George was featured on our program called Why Not Wednesday. But it is an opportunity for us to connect with you and your team at your office, and we really want to be able to do that. So please submit your offices if you want us to come and visit, and we'd be happy to go out there and see you. Also, did you check out the paint? Anybody see the paint? Do you guys like the color? Monty green. It's 2022 green, but close enough. Thank you guys all for being here.
Thank you, Candice. So we're having wine at the office? Is that what it is? No. Why not Wednesdays? Okay. I heard wine somewhere. I'm Oscar Alvarado. I'm the committee chair here at GEPAR for the Realtor Builder Committee. The committee is responsible for creating informational programs and services that advance the relationship between builders and the realtors. Okay, so like Candice says, there's always room for people who are interested to joining our committees. The Realtor Builder Committee is just one of them. Okay, I want to introduce Mike Martinez with Integrity, and then we'll start our program. It's 12, almost 12, so we'll go ahead and start. Mike.
Oscar. Okay, as you mentioned, my name is Mike Martinez. It's good to see a lot of familiar faces. I'm actually helped Jeff run integrity inspections. I'm the director of operations, which helps him run from termites to home inspections. You call it, we probably have it. We probably do it. With that being said, we're open 7 days a week. Most of the time from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Believe me, we do calls probably at 10 p.m. at night. We have done it. We've spoken to a lot of you all during that time, which we don't mind. We're here to help you out as much as possible. With that being said, I'm bringing up Jeff. Of course, he's the owner of Integrity Home Inspections. You all know him.
I want to give thanks out to GEPAR for allowing us here. We've been affiliate members with GEPAR since the very beginning. When we formed Integrity Property Inspections, the first thing we did was we joined GEPAR as an affiliate member, and it's been good for us. It really has. We have, I think we've been to every realtor rally except for COVID, when you had education and also education rallies. We're part of the building committee, education committee, and one other committee as well here. But they asked me to present today, so we started trying to think out of the box. What can we do as part of the building committee? And we get a lot of questions. I'm buying a new house. Should I get an inspection? I'm like, well, absolutely. You should get a new house. You should get an inspection on every new home. And we try to think who we can bring in to help us speak. And of course, Omar Martinez, he's my partner on the termite side. And then I thought of Robert Battis with the open house show. The second big advertising budget we did was with the open house show in 2017. We started advertising with them, doing commercials and a skit, and it worked out really well for us. So we thought he'd be a great fit. I think you're gonna enjoy Robert. What I'd like to go over with you real quick is our company. And we get a lot of questions from realtors. How's the market? And the market's changing right now. So we Uh-oh, our first glitch, Edgar. What am I doing wrong? Have a small PowerPoint, but the clicker's not working. Press play? Uh-huh. Yeah, let him do it. We'll do that. Okay. So for us, I think thanks to Candace, and we appreciate everything done. Also, I want to mention Hilda and Estella and Oscar. Let's put us on. Hilda and Estella, you're fabulous. I don't see you here, but I'm sure somebody's going to tell you we talked about you. They help us tremendously in everything that we do with GEPAR as an affiliate member. So for us, the pictures aren't coming out too great, but we started off. The top picture was me, the very top left. I think Blanca took that picture. It was my first day as an home inspector back in 2016. And then the bottom right one is us now. We have 15 total inspectors, including myself. We cover from Deming to Riadoso and everything in between. Last year we did over 1,500 inspections. Our administrative staff, of course, you met Mike. He's my operations director. Mike books. He booked 52 inspections last year. Believe me, the phones are sometimes very busy. Our phone system allows. My sister Lori's here. She's our assistance director. She works on the weekends and all the holidays and anytime I don't want to work or Mike. Lori is there and she fills in for Gulfport, Mississippi. So she's not here. She's here today, vacationing with us. And they're working now? Okay, great. And then yeah, she's our night girl. She's also our business development manager for both companies. She works for Integrity Pest and Termite and also Integrity Property Inspections for Pest and Termite. So like I was saying, we get a lot of calls. How is the market? How are we doing? So we do inspections for every realtor in the region. And if you look, if it's coming out the bottom line, 7, the number of and then as you go the different colors, and the top line is being the purple, that's 2022. So this is a week-to-week average, and right now every week we're doing about 105 to 120 inspections per week. Last year we were about 95 to 100. So you can see it's about 10% higher. It's not as big a jump as 20, but it's all. This is a month-to-month chart, and you can see our growth as well on the right. It's not showing up on there. So we're forecasting the market to continue just based on what we're seeing. Now with the interest rates going up right now and inflation going up, I don't know, might be other people here have better knowledge than me. But as far as booking inspections, we're still seeing tremendous growth. Just our brochure, you have the brochure there next to you. Our services, we cover, of course, residential inspections, commercial, we do thermal imaging, sewer scope, septic tanks, crawl space inspections, roof inspections. We do body camera full narration. If the clients can't be there, of course, we wear body cameras on every inspection, which helps us and protects everybody, especially the realtors and us. That's that. The biggest reason we wanted to present today is that we started using a new program called Spector. So Spector is a nationwide report writing software, and it allows us to be more effective with clients. Still working? Okay. Spector, it's an HTML format, so it's easier to give our clients more information. But the biggest advantage for it right now, I believe, is for realtors as well, because there's the report writing tools in there allows the realtor to do their amendment right from the application. So when you get a report from us, this is what it's going to look like. It's an HTML format, web-based, and the pictures at the very top of the home, of course, and you got the inspector who was there, your agent, and hopefully give you a picture. And the blue one is for observations or maintenance that's involved for an item that's in need of repair. It's our recommendation, this has to be fixed. And then the red would be a safety concern. Safety concerns can range padlocks on burglar bars, no smoke detectors, no carbon monoxide, maybe a climbable railing that a child can go over. You're gonna notice it looks from a TREC 7.6 inspection format. And TREC says we have to give you that 7.6 format report. And we do. So we give you two reports. We give you the HTML, which you see here, but we also give you the same report in a PDF format. So this is the PDF format, which looks familiar. You'll see it has the TREC stamp on it, and it goes into each area, foundation, grading, and the pictures. The advantage of using the HTML is, one, it breaks it down into much easier and simpler ways to look at it. As far as the pictures, you can expand it. Each deficiency, trying to put a picture, because there's certain exceptions to that would be, if there's stucco cracks, right? And there's 1,000 stucco cracks in his house. Of course, we're not going to put a picture for every single one. But it does get important when, a door is not working properly or this window's broken. So we try and put a picture for every single item. So when you're looking at the report, it's very easy for you to see the deficiency. And there's 4 or 5 pictures there. You can identify them. And during your amendment or your negotiations with the selling agent, it's easy for you to say, we want this fixed or, this repaired or replaced. So the most important thing is for the realtors is report tools. So in the top right-hand corner here is a black button called Report Tools, and you go to Repair Request Builder, and it pulls up it's a condensed version of the inspection. And if you see here on the above each little box is a little check marks. So if you're sitting next to your client and you want to say, okay, look, we got the inspection report from Integrity, it's detailed, let's sit down and go over it. Let's see what we want the seller to fix, or maybe we want cash back, or however y'all do y'all's negotiations. So instead of copying and pasting like you used to, or maybe even typing it into amendment, now all you have to do is just click the box. So if you wanted this, say you wanted foundations fixed, and this is parge coating, and that's one of the things you want fixed. So you just check the box. Once you check it, this 2 boxes below appear. One says credit and one says comment. So you can put your comments in there, would like this repaired by a professional foundation. We need our receipts, afterwards. Wherever you put it, you want in there. And I skipped ahead. At the very top here, we can also put a letter or some kind of information to whoever we're giving this to, right? So if you send it to the seller's agent, if Minerva's a seller's agent and I'm the other realtor, hi Minerva, this is the amendment for 1404 Cloud Ridge. These are the things we want fixed. And she's going to get this report. Now, let's just say you want money back, or that you want to negotiate the price. There's an easy way you can put dollar figures in these boxes. And what this system will do, it's going to add up the credits that you're asking for. So you can see in the top right-hand corner now it has $800 on there. So every item is going to be in here, every single deficiency that we located. So we can check another one, you make a comment, whatever you want to put. And then when we go back to the top, we can hit preview. So this is what the Minerva is going to get when we email it to her. Hey, Minerva, I want to buy your house, but we'd like to see maybe if you let's negotiate these repairs. And she's going to get this report here. So instead of sending her the entire inspection report, which you might not want to do, right now we're just sending her certain items of it. And it's going to have the deficiency written in. It's going to have the pictures on there so they know exactly what to fix or repair or replace. And it's going to have the notes in there about, what we're expecting. So once you've reviewed it and you like it, you can go back and hit create. So when I hit the create button, there's several things you can do. The first thing is that you have a link here. You can copy this link and bring it to your own email system and email it directly to whoever you want to, or you can hit the email button. And if this was a real report, under recipient, it would pre-populate Minerva's name and your email address. You'd be pre-populated in there. I'm gonna send it right to the listing agent. And from the seller's for the sender, it's gonna pre-populate who is creating this report. In this case, it's me, so it has my email in there. And you type your subject in there, and you can type whatever you want, the address or repair request. You come down, and you hit send, and then it goes. Another thing you can do, you can also text message it to them. You can text message them the link. So it's going to pre-populate the listing agent's phone number, and you can send them the link right there. Hey, this is what we want fixed. Now, we get a lot of questions. Well, we got to put it into amendment. So what most realtors are doing is that when they hit the preview button, at the very bottom, there's a view as a PDF button right here at the bottom. So when you send the link, or if you just view it, you're going to have that link right there. So on your amendment sheet, instead of copying and pasting and typing all that, Windows 1.4, or, replace it, whatever, they're putting C amendment or C attached, and they're attaching this PDF on their amendment right to their listing agents, whoever they're sending it to. So I think it's going to save you guys a ton of time in creating these amendments, and also in sitting down with your buyer. And, say the buyer's not here. You can do this remote. You can do it through a Zoom call. You can both have access to it. They're going to have access to the report as well. You can go through it together line by line and just uncheck and check. And then you create the report. And then you send it to your client. This is what you want. Yep, that's what we want. Now you're both in agreement. You're not having to type anything out, cut and paste, none of that, or a 60-page report you're trying to go through. You're going through these items that you've selected. And it makes it much, much simpler. What do you think? Okay. Wait, who is off in this room? Minerva, okay, you've used it, okay.
And my admin, we just got another inspection done from another inspector, and she says, I don't like this program, I like the other one.
Right.
It's really amazing. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier.
Okay, well, good. Yes, Justin?
Yeah, Jeff, recently I had a inspection done by Walter, and there was a light was flickered. And I love the fact that he attached a video of showing this light flickering instead of just a still picture. And why I like the link as well is because if I send the link off, they can watch that video. Where if I just attach a PDF, they're not going to view any video.
Exactly. So what he's saying with the videos, and I forgot to mention, so we can put videos in here. So let me find one. I know there's one here for this report. And sometimes it doesn't capture it quite the way, a picture does, right? So like in Justin's case, the light's flickering. Well, it's flickering. What's a flickering light? Well, obviously it was flickering quite a bit because he put it in there. Is it the light bulb? Could it be from a power surge? Because when we go into a home, we turn everything on. We're trying to simulate that load test an electrician would do. We can't do load tests, but we can definitely turn everything on. We can load this house up. And we start turning things on, and the AC and the stove and all the lights, and we're running everything we can. And we start getting flickering, and maybe the breakers start buzzing, and we have thermal cameras. We're looking at the main panels, and it's getting hot. Okay, that's a clue something's going on. So in this case here, you can't hear him. So he's talking about the water pressure being low at the sink. It's low water pressure. We all have a different version of what's low pressure, right? I mean, some of you might think it's fine. So it's kind of, it varies. So let's put it in the picture. Hey, for us, this is pretty low pressure, and they might agree. And then we also have one here. I think it's a leaky sink. So the sink is leaking, and then he puts a video in there. The faucet's leaking water all over the kitchen counter. That's important. We can show it. Or if you have an air conditioner truck, or air conditioner sounds like a diesel truck, right? Or the garage door is going up and it's clanking up, and it's not working properly. Just take a 5-second video and we got it right there for you. So it makes it much, much simpler. What else? Anybody else use the program that we're talking about?
One other thing that makes this super easy is, most of the time, especially in this market, people aren't doing repairs. They're offering incentive or contribution. But for me, in order to get that idea, I don't know how much it would cost to fix that seam. So I can just send that link to my contractor.
Yeah,
Say, hey,
you
you
can-
need a quick quote on what you think it would cost. And that's the number I plug in there. And with your system being so easy, it makes us communicating with other professionals in the industry just as easy. So I just send them that link and say, hey, how much would this cost? It'd be like $1,000 for it all.
Mhm.
Then I say, hey, my contractor said $1,000. Would you contribute $1,000 in lieu of repairs?
Right.
And the link is just.
So we got a phone call just the other day. Hey, we have a contractor. Is there any way you can send them, this, and that we want fixed? I just went to Repair Builder. I checked the boxes we want, and I sent to the contractor. This is what they want fixed. So it was easy. So, but it was if you're in an office and you need us to come in and demonstrate it to you in more detail, we definitely do that. We've been doing it a lot since we went to Spector in December of 2021, and we've gotten excellent feedback from it. It's good for our inspectors too. Typically, we can get the inspection report to you within hours of the inspection. When we finish and that inspector's walking out the door, pretty much finished with the report. He's done. All he has to do is send it to management. Our field manager will look at it, certain ones as well, and then it goes out to the customer. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. So I might have missed it, I'm not sure, but is there a way for the buyer to sign this that he approves the request of the buyers? Or no, this is just emailing it us to the other agent? There's no approval.
I don't think there's any signature on it. I can ask Spectora if they can do that. This is more you and your buyer going through the repair request and then attaching it as an amendment into your amendment. And I'm sure that's signed, correct? Because you're doing it as an attachment. Yes, sir.
And all photographs of the report are of that particular property. Because I think I saw one where you were talking about, just in general about roof flashing or something like that. And some other reports that I've seen, they use a generic picture to talk about why that's important. On here, are you using any generic pictures?
We do use some illustrations. So for instance, I don't know if you're, so let's just say there's no kickout flashing for a house. Well, what's a kickout flashing, right? Most people don't know what a kickout flashing is. So we'll put an illustration photograph of a kickout flashing along with the photograph of the house as well. But there's no other, the only things we use in addition to our photographs we take at the scene are illustrations. And a kickout flashing would be one of those. So that'd be it. So that's all I have as far as Spectora part and us. We appreciate all the referrals you give us. We do our absolute best. We can fit you in today if you need an inspection. We always hold somebody back. I know option periods are short, and we're there. So we have with 15 inspectors. We're uniquely qualified to be able to do that. Of course, residential, commercial, multifamily, we do all of that as well. Okay, and if you do have a multifamily, say you have 300 units, we can typically get that done in about a day because we put all 15 guys on it, right? So we're not there for 6 days, tying up tenants and all that stuff. So anyway, I want to introduce Omar. For 5 years, we contracted out our termite inspections, and we went through 5 companies. And there was a reason we went through each one, although they're all wonderful people. They really couldn't keep up with the volume that we were doing and quality issues. So we said, you know what, we're going to open up our own company. And I've known Omar for about 3 years, and I couldn't think of a better person to team up with. And we talked about it over Corner Bakery breakfast one day. It took about 3 hours, and we talked about it, and we decided to bring it in-house. So now, and then we formed our office. We have an office with Integrity Property Inspections and Integrity Pest and Termite. So we're all in one spot so that it gels very well, doesn't it, Mike? I mean, it really does. So when we have an issue come up, we're not perfect. Hey, Omar, what's going on? Or Patricia, what's going on with this house? Where is the termite guy? What can we do? So it's working very well. But I'll get you started on the you get your own property?
Yeah, it's on the main screen. Hello, everyone. Y'all awake? How's the food? How's the chicken salad?
That clicker? There you go.
Yeah, I think we're...
He's going to tell you everything you know about termites and bugs. That's the first one. Huh? After you've eaten.
All right, so I always get to do presentations after everybody's full, and chicken salad. I told my technicians to pick the best termites out there. So was it spicy or anything like that? Was it good? All right. Just trying to break the ice. I'm just kidding, but thank you for having us. I am part of the integrity team now, and we do appreciate Jeff partner up with me and our new team that we have. I can't say enough about how integrity is the best. I mean, and I think we've all heard it. If you want to be the best, you gotta be with the best and hang out with the people that make you better. And Jeff, man, he'll call me at 9:30 at night and say, "What are you doing?" All the time, and we'll talk about business, talk about reports, and that's appreciative of me because again, he makes me better, he makes our team better, and he strives. I'm telling you, he's passionate about you all. And when he says, they need it, we treat it with an urgency because that's how he feels about what we do. And he says, Omar, take care of it right away. And we adhere to those instructions because he really appreciates what you guys give us. And we definitely appreciate it. So, again, we're all in-house now. Makes sense. I've been doing this for 20 years now. And, I finally got to open up, my own company, working for other big companies. And I'd have to say we're local. We're local. We're all local here. This is us. We're not corporate owned. Which is not a bad thing. But again, I guess the advantage is we're here for you at any time. And like Mike says, 24/7. They all talk about vacations, but I haven't had a vacation since February, but it's okay. I mean, I'd rather be working and making it happen for you guys. So we're going to talk a little bit about bugs. Besides the termite, we do pest control, residential, commercial. So if you ever need us, if you do commercial, buildings and you see something that you want us to go check for, all inspections for pest control are free. So we'll give you an analysis on what's going on. So, we're going to talk about species of termites that are a little common. The top 3, all in the United States. And people ask us all the time, do we have termites in El Paso? Do we have dirt in El Paso? Heck yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. El Paso was driven, we set houses on top of a desert, basically. And termites are all up and down the coast, all up, except where? Who could tell me? Not you, you work for me. She is, where wouldn't they not here? They have these guys right here. They have the Formosan. That's the worst species of termites you'll ever have. You need one more guess. Alaska. It's too cold. Ground is frozen. Termites can't survive. So termites are probably the most aggressive termites there is to have. These guys will chew up a house down the coast in the matter of a year or less. I mean, they're very aggressive if you don't take care of them. New Orleans, sir, is a big Formosan area. A lot of studies of termites are done in the New Orleans area. And believe it or not, because of the high volume that they have, the drywood is making their way to El Paso, coming in from Tucson area. Not need water or ground to survive. Colonies up in trees, whatever, they do not need water to survive. And where they extract their water is through chewing through the wood. Wood naturally absorbs 15% moisture all the time, even if it's dry. And they have this way, mouth sucking parts that they'll chew this water out and survive. So they're very nifty, very, I'd say mildly aggressive termite that we really need to focus on and make sure we identify what we're dealing with, because we don't want to misidentify any sort of termite, for our sake and our customers' sake. So drywoods are making their way. We've had 3 or 4 cases down in the valley. And I say the valley, the upper valley. Just seems more dense, more moisture, more trees, a lot why they would want to be there. So the thing in the middle right there, who could tell me what that is? Sand? Who? Okay. All right. Eggs is a good guess, but it's not eggs. That's what we look for, and that's their poo-poo. How's your lunch now? All right. Let's keep talking about, but that is an ID for us, because people say, I see a mound of this, but actually, this is how they kick their galleries out, and they keep their galleries nice and clean, but that's a sign for us to go look at them, okay? All right, so here's our homeboys here, the local 99 houses here in El Paso is dealing with this right here. Subterranean termites cannot see. They are blind, and you see those tentacles on the right-hand side, the ones that those are their feelers. Those are their, what they see. See a termite in a wall, you see dirt. Have you ever seen that effect? Well, those are called kick-out holes for us. And these guys shoot up their antennas, and they say nothing here, and they cover it back up with dirt. And they go back and start, hitting the galleries. That's why you see. Do termites eat drywall? They'll eat the backing of it. So when you're nailing a picture frame, it goes whoop. They've destroyed that drywall completely. So it's very important to know, what you're dealing with. And if you see that, obviously there's an infestation. Do you see that guy right there with the big old head right there with the orange kind of? That is a termite soldier. These guys, believe it or not, have soldiers in their colony to protect the termites from other species of bugs like ants. Termites are high in protein. Super, they love to eat them. They're natural enemies, but this guy, you see how he's crossed across from him? That's how he protects them. And they fight to the death. I put termites in there on purpose. And man, they go at it. And it's a crapshoot to see who is, but depending on how many there is, they'll fight to the death. But that's how passionate they are, making sure that their soldiers are taken care of. No different than us with our kids, right? We'll protect them as much as we can, and but these guys are very, very smart. They don't have no skin at all. So when the sunlight hits them, they could literally melt, but they try everything. So when we kick a tree over, it has them on the bottom, we've just disturbed that colony. So guess what they're going to want to do? Move. Yeah, they want to move. So we got to be careful. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, okay? So we're good on subterranean termites, right? Remember, these are the guys that we do pretty much on a daily basis. And if I didn't mention it, we are regulated by the Texas Department of Agriculture. Out of 50 reports, I got to send in 5. So if you don't get the report that same day, either that or I'm auditing it, or the state's going to give me a clearance to go ahead and send it through. Let me go back to this. I'm going to show you an actual report that we've done, and it might open up so you guys can see it. One thing that I will ask you is if you do ask for a termite report, right when we send it, look at it. Because we get it a lot when we're closing. Hey, Omar, hey, we forgot to look at the report, and there's a condition that you found termites. That's pretty tough for us because we got a but. We'll do it for you, but we want to make sure that you guys are always looking. Oh. Okay, me and Jeff are not good at, and I bet you not gonna. Well, I think because we put it in there, but anyway, this goes to conducive conditions that you're going to see on the report, okay? And the reason I want to show you this is because I get a lot of questions. Why? Omar, why is that on the report? Why do you need to put it on the report? Well, we'll talk about one, which is the wood fence abutting a structure. All right, wood, cellulose, right? Look how close it is to that house. So guess what happens when they finish eating the bottom of all that? Where are they going to want to go? To the house, right? Now, there are cases that they might not want to. They might go somewhere else. We just don't know. It's a game of chess with these guys. So we don't know. Also, another condition is a soil to grade. A soil to grade condition is you've lifted up the landscape, or the landscape is lifted up past the foundation. Termites, have you guys seen them? I got flying ants. They call them flying ants. When it rains and you see all these winged little critters, well, those are the reproductives that are flying around and would hit a wall, come back down, and come back up through your foundation. But if the foundation is covered with the soil or the grate, we'll never know termites are in there until they're in the walls. Okay, very simple. We build a porch and we don't treat either the wood, treat the area, and we leave that porch just sitting on the ground. We leave that on the ground. Guess what? That pretty $3,000-$4,000 porch that you just put is being eaten up. Now we see that constantly. So conditions to think about. Why am I showing you this? Just so you can get an understanding of what we go through and what you guys need. We want you to understand just the consequence of getting it, okay? This is an actual crawl space here in El Paso. Down in the downtown area that have basements. So the crawl space, termites ate it from the ground up. So we have to treat the whole crawl space on the inside and on the outside to give a double protection. But they ate the 2x4 in its entirety. You see on the bottom part, on the bottom arrow, that's where they initiated up, just going up, starting to eat this wood. And you can see on the right-hand side, it's on the cinder block. And people say, well, I have a cinder block. Well, there's wood somewhere that they'll get through. So, very, very important for us to check your crawl spaces, okay? And if it's not us, whoever your vendor is, tell them to check the crawl space, get in there. And I did this one, believe it or not. I slimmed down when I get into crawl spaces. I'll make it through. I might not get out. All right, so who can tell me what this would be besides a pretty plant? Yeah, all of the above, right? You got railroad ties next to a house. You got a pretty plant right next to the house. And guess what they're doing? They're watering it. And right next to the house. And they say, oh, Omar, there's brick there. Well, there's brick there, right? But there's also wood behind the brick that they'll start making their way through. They'll make their way 1/16 of an inch. That is nothing for them to get in. So planter abutting structure is super important to understand that. We got to note those for you just to protect y'all, protect us, because you sell a home and first thing that people do is going to remodel to their liking, correct? And they say there's termites. Well, holy moly. Well, we put these down. We want to make sure we're protected. You're protected, and we make sure to take care of it, okay? But as long as we note it, you're good. VA is a different animal, believe me. I deal with those guys day in and day out. They're more specific. They want that treated before they release any kind of thing. They're very, very specific. And Jeff calls me about that all the time. Omar, VA, here we go. So call us, and we'll work through it together, okay? I am the certified applicator for the branch, so I can make the call and release that report and help you out. But just call me and we'll figure it out, okay? We're not leaving you alone, okay? We'll take care of you as much as we can. All right. Any questions on any of these conducives? Yes, ma'am.
Is there a pesticide or something preventative to handle before it becomes an issue?
Yes, of course. There's a section in the report and we tend not to do it anymore because if the VA sees it, they'll make us treat it. But there's a preventative that you could do for the house. I did it on my house when I bought it 5 years ago. So, it's a barrier that goes all around the house that, makes sure that your termites are, but there is preventatives that you do. Do you need to treat when you have termites? I'd rather treat before. Because by the time you know that they're in the walls, they've already caused about $4,000 to $5,000 in damage.
Can I ask, because it's not part of the preventative packages, so I don't know.
That's our pest control package. Yeah, so definitely on anything preventative, it's always good to prevent than to treat, than to have prevent, or I say it's a corrective instead of correcting, because I already know my house is protected. Product lasts anywhere from 7 to 10 years. Inside the walls, our product lasts anywhere from 20 to 25 years. All right. Other creatures that might cause wood damage, but they do not eat wood, are wood-boring beetles and carpenter ants. We've heard of those, right? Carpenter ants do not eat wood, but they burrow through the wood so they can make their nests and have their babies and do all that. But they're considered wood destroying, okay? And, you normally see, maybe about 1% of it. Right now we're dealing with one around trees and stuff, and you'll take care of it, but it's carpenter ants, but their thorax is different, but we'll ID that for you. We're the bug people, we'll take care of that for you. You guys worry about selling that house and we'll get that taken care of for you, okay? And again, any questions that you might have about the report, our reports are given the same day, unless it's in an audit. You won't get it to the next, but I promise you your reports will be done the same day, okay? Any questions that you might have?
If a house has been treated, how often should we inspect it?
That is a fantastic question. She asked if the house has been treated, how often? Depending on I'm just going to use an example. If it was treated last year, the product should be good depending on what they used. I'm not going to talk bad about anybody, but we use grade A products. My product, I could tell you, will last 7 years. So we all have to put a sticker below the kitchen sink and let us know what it was treated for. But it's always good to inspect the house every year, regardless if it's had a treatment, because things change, landscape changes. You might have done a renovation. The good thing about our warranty is that we give them a full warranty for a good 2 years, that if they do anything remodeling inside, we'll come treat inside at no extra charge, so there's always coverage there. But it's good to inspect the house every single year. And we do that for free, even if the house has been treated. And we'll note it on the report if we see that the house has been treated. How long ago? That'd be great. Not a lot of companies, but a lot of companies do use generic products. So guess what? They might last 2 to 3 years just to get the product in there and they're done. So even generics will take care of it, but they don't last as long. That's the point. And we got to think about our environment, correct? I think about my kids in the future, that the product that we're putting down is going to be safe for them in the future. Our products are odorless. They're inhibitors, not repellents, so I want to suppress colonies, not scare them away. All right. Somebody else had a question.
So how deep does the treatment go? And then you were saying about the treatment, and you were going to mention about they move, or I've heard they go to other homes, or like do they travel long distance? Are they marathon runners or what?
So termites in their natural nature can move anywhere from 50 to 100 yards. They can move southwest any way they want to move. So treatment consists of a 4-inch barrier out, 6-inch barrier down. And you fill it up with the termiticide and let it leach down, okay? The product we use is called an inhibitor. In other words, I want them to roll through my product, not repel them so they can move to the neighbor's house or somewhere else. They take my product in and they use this, I'm going to use a big word, trophallaxis. I learned that in school and in termite school. Because remember, big words, big money. And here comes termite and he feeds mama via the mouth. And she starts dehydrating and she doesn't have no more babies. And we suppress the colony that way. So your question, to answer it, is wrap the house. The products, it's very important on what product you're using. I mean, that has a lot to do with it. A lot of people use the generics, which is a repellent, and your neighbor will probably get them eventually. Or if it's an outfield, they'll eat a tree or something, but it's important. Yes, sir.
So whenever you find a home with termite issues, and then so you treat it, and potentially you fix or repair the area, are there any recommendations for the clients long term, like that we're supposed to make them aware of, like anything else that they need to look after or check on?
Yes, sir. I mean, like I said, once we're done with the treatment, the house is signed for, they're going to have the full warranty. So we're going to have, they can call us on their treatment anniversary date. Unless I win the lotto or my guys do, I'll be there checking the house all over again, making sure everything is good, making sure the treatment is still adhered, making sure there's no more new signs of termites. And if there is, we'll cover it, but it's always good to check it at all times, once a year. Yes, sir. That's a great question. We just had an incident, right? That, oh my God, it was this week. They bought it came in from a shipment at a transportation company that the lumber inside had termites coming in from overseas. And the agriculture stopped and they had to treat it. But yes, sir, there is cases, yes. Agriculture's pretty good at catching those, yeah. But we get them a lot coming in. All right? Are we good? Yes, ma'am.
I have a question for mice.
Mice, love mice.
My daughter lives in an area where she has lots of land and there's lots of trees.
Field mice, yeah. Huh?
And she's had mice and she's treated them, but is this like, you have here like a monthly treatment?
Yeah.
Would you recommend something?
100%.
Only because, you know, I don't know if the whole area might be, you know, it's a little dirty.
I'm going to tell you,
Take care of that.
that's again, and I'm going to say in pest control in general, we're never going to get rid of bugs. We're never going to get rid of mice. What we got to do is exclude that home so they don't come into your house. In other words, find out if they're coming in, why they're coming in, how they're coming in, and exclude those areas. And you won't have that problem. Let them be out there all they want, right? But we got to take care of your house. But call us and we'll go do a free analysis for you. All right, appreciate that. Thank you. I got one more question, my man right here.
Probably similar, that made me think of, what about all these bird problems? I have a client that has a 1-year-old house, and the birds have done through the roof and they're in the attic. And but I know that they're regulated. You can't just go out there and start shooting and poisoning birds. You used to good, but you can't even, if there's a nest and there's an egg in it, you're not even allowed to move that nest. And so how can we, like, there are major problems, especially in these new construction areas, major issues. Are there
for bird, number one is inspection. But I got a person that loves a lot of animals and birds here. I'm not gonna mention her name, Blanca. So I can't talk to him, but there's so much we could do. But the bottom line, yes, there's sparrows that are protected. The bats are protected. There's a lot of things that are protected that if you try to eliminate them in that way, we could kind of jeopardize that. So exclusion is good, but pigeons, I'm gonna say they're like the Mexican family. They never go away. Swear. And when I say that, babies stay, babies stay. And that's why you see so many. But you got to get rid of that one guy is the alpha male. The tío. You got to get rid of that alpha male. So once you get rid of that guy, colonies start to move. But give us a call and we'll go do an analysis on it for you. There's a lot we can do, but birds are smart. Birds are smart, and there's a lot of people that just trap them and release them or trap them and do whatever with them. But we'll look at it for you. So my time is up. I think we got the closer coming in. I used to see him when I was a younger guy, and I think I look older than him. Now, I don't know what he takes, but he looks great. And I think he's working on some of our commercials, but thank you so much for everything. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having us. We'll speak quickly. We've got a lot of information to tell you, but we're going to do it fast. My name is Robert Bettis. This is my wife, Amy. Pretty much runs the company. I'm kind of and I sit there on Friday mornings for all of the homes and all of the markets that we have. The Now Show is on KTN Channel 9. It's on Sunday mornings at 8 o'clock. We're in other cities as well. You bring up our thing here. Ernesto, can you come here for just a second, please? Can you convert this over to the online, please, for us? And then we can show people. Thank you so much. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you. Go back to this one. Here you go. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So I invented this show back in 2003. It went on the air for the first time when I was the chief meteorologist at Channel 7. And people thought it was crazy. You know what? Can everybody hear me? No one's here.
Yes.
So I launched this show. And that is to give our agents a listening weapon to win
when you're in a competitive listing environment. We have agents, top agents in Austin. We have top agents down on the island in the Rio Grande Valley. We just got back from Tucson where we have all the heavy hitters, and they say the same thing. When they're in a competitive listing environment, they put down all of the bells and whistles that they want to close with, and they close with television. They say, oh, and I'm going to feature your home on TV. Immediately, they will get an emotional response. Finally, you'll have something where the couple will look at each other and they'll go, oh, you're going to feature my home on TV? Oh, well, no one else mentioned it. And that's the entire purpose of this show. The second purpose of this show is the market is changing. I think we all know that. As interest rates go up to bring inflation down, we're going to have a situation where, and you can use this phrase, I invented this phrase a few weeks ago, the calculator always wins, all right? If a couple makes $200,000 and they can only qualify for X, eventually you'll be able to tell your home seller, we're gonna have to lower our price to X, and then we're gonna sell it. So we can sit here and play tiddlywinks with each other, or we can adjust the price to the new reality, and the calculator will win, and the home will sell. Just because the market's changing, now if we were in Dover, Delaware, LA, San Francisco, or New York, I would say, let's be nervous. But we're not. There's a giant relocation of people out of certain cities into the Sun Belt. And Texas, Arizona, Florida, we're going to benefit from that, and we're going to benefit from that for decades. So they're going to keep coming. The second thing that we'll do is we'll offer great anesthesia. I don't want to call my entire company that I've made a gimmick, because it's not. It's an effective branding tool and a very powerful way to get your name out there. But the bottom line is you're selling the mystique of television. Let's say a home is starting to sit. I know that's something that's crazy because homes don't sit. Don't we get contracts like 5 of them in 24 hours? Well, that may not be happening anymore. In which case, you've got a home that's sitting for a while, well, then your homeowners are going to be on you. Because now they're used to being spoiled. Oh, our friend sold their house for $1 million, and they sold it in 13 hours. Well, now we get to return to normal business, which means that you've got to do better customer service. The open house show is a way to raise your customer service, and we've invented a method that does this cheaply. Everybody seems to think that television is expensive because it's mysterious. It's not mysterious. I work for Channel 9 and I get the family rate for my time, and I know all the great people that know how to make wonderful, perfect television. So we make things look great, and we'll do the same thing for you at an incredibly good price. The third thing is branding. There's a reason Coke and McDonald's advertise continuously. Do you want to remain relevant? Do you want your name at the top of the game? Well, I can assure you, this broadcast through Juarez, all the way through southern New Mexico, people that move to town, they're going to be looking, I want to find a house. They may pull them, they may look on the different Zillow or whatever, but they're also going to know, oh, there's a home show, you got to watch that. And that's why our ratings are fabulous. We get on average at 8 o'clock in the morning a 1.2 rating. What does that mean? That means 1.2% of our DMA, which is now 1.1 million, are watching this show every single Sunday morning. And TV is one of those things that works over time. It's not like a radio ad. Hey, come on down to Beetles, and we'll sell you a car for $500. No. Television works over time. You want your name, you want your image, you want your brand repeated over and over and over again. We look like a big company, but you're looking at the company, me and Amy. And Amy pretty much runs it because she's the one that does business with everybody on a day-to-day basis. We have developed actual relationships with every single agent in every single market that we have. I personally edit all of their homes. So the way it works is this. We have a deadline on Tuesday night, and what you do is you go into your little online portal, you enter your address. So here is Manuel Cabello. He likes luxury homes on the west side. Love manual. You go in, you hit submit new listing. You fill in the address. You fill in the part of town. You fill in the price range. And then you come down here and you copy and paste in a description. The description, don't worry if you're not an English major, because I am very fast at it. I copy, I paste what you've written, and some of these agents, like in Austin, it's like they copy and paste a book in there. It's okay. But be known that I'm going to chop it. So if you want something important, make sure it's in that description toward the top and let me know. I copy it, I paste it into an email, plop it back in, 30 seconds. I know exactly how long 30 seconds is because that's how long your ad is. You upload 7 high-resolution photos, boom, it's in. If you misspell the street, it's going to be misspelled on our graphics, it's going to be misspelled on your social media, and it's going to be misspelled everywhere. So be careful, because you control your advertising. A few days later, we posted to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you're one of those agents that says, well, I don't really like doing social media. Well, you don't have to, because I sit there every Friday morning. This home has granite countertops and 2 bathrooms and a beautiful carpet. I do that because I've been trained to know how to record, and I got a recording studio, so it's easy. I sit there with my little stopwatch and I record them. I start with Wichita Falls, and El Paso is the last city I do. Same order every single week. Quality. You know, Jeffrey at Inspections, every great business owner does one thing. They never rest, and they always answer their phone. I've noticed 2 things about people that want to win. When you just think you've had some success, that's when you really kick it into high gear. How can I move to the next level? And you always answer the phone. I can't stand when I don't get a return call, even if it's a couple of days. It's professional. You've got to return your messages and calls. You will always be able to reach us, unless I'm doing the weather. If I see it's a client, man, you're top priority. Jeffrey feels the same way. That's just the way it is. This show does not run without our agents. You are the center of the show. I merely deliver the show for you. You put it in, we do your social media for you. Here's an example of a clip where it's this is George. Get play there.
George Bell is delighted to offer this stylish Far East El Paso home with a striking front entrance leading to a formal living room. The designer kitchen comes fully equipped with lots of cabinets and all appliances. Entertain in the formal dining area or retreat to the master suite with a tub and a shower.
Sales, for sale, pending. We've noticed this. They'll put it in brand new when it's for sale. Then a week later when it's under contract, we'll say, George Bell put this home under contract in 3 days, but he would still love your backup offer. See how you can use it in any environment? And then we talk a little bit about it. And then sold. George Bell sold this home for his clients for top dollar and for $12,000 above asking price in 5 days. Got a home for lease? Do a home for lease. Got a residential lot? Love it. Francis Montes never has any inventory. I know all these people because I write for them every week. I work for them every week. Francis Montes, she goes, well, what can I do because my builders, it's under contract. I'm like, give me schematics. So we just have renderings, and this home, Francis Montes of Deal to Deal Homes, built this home for a very lucky family and would love to do the same for you. Call her. She goes, my phone rings all the time. We can't keep up. Would you rather be irrelevant and quiet, or would you like to have the business side? Finally, I've had agents tell me, and we just got back from Tucson, I have 2 agents. One, Christina Esela, heavy hitter, multi-million dollar producer. And a guy named Dick Nichols, also successful agent. They said, She goes, I'm always out now, and people go, I know, how do I know you? How do I know you? And they go, you'd be surprised, I've been stopped at an AutoZone, the checkout, you're that guy on TV. I learned real fast as a news anchor, you better be on your best behavior all the time. Because, and I'm sorry, but agents and news people have a lot more in common than you think. Because we're both, if we're not, our face isn't everywhere all the time, branded public figure, you're not maximizing your potential. You've got to be out there. And you'll see the difference. Their fame is a powerful thing, and it's called a brand. And we just want to continuously build that for you. So ultimately, our purpose of this show is to deliver you a listing weapon. There is going to be more inventory coming. Do you want a bigger chunk of that inventory? Then you'll need a weapon to pull it out. I know it's been a long time since I've seen for sale signs in the yard, but Manuel Carvalho loves these. He's printed these up. It's a sign writer. And when the market was a little more normal, meaning it sits for a couple months, you know, something reasonable. That sounds crazy, or the world's spinning out of control. That's just normal. All right, he had 6 of these, and he put them on his West Side homes primarily. He said, I get 1 to 2 listing presentations per month just off this. Because they go, you know, we live in that area, we're thinking about selling. And we want to be on that home show. The mystique of television will make your home sellers, you put their home on TV, and when we say this, if the only human being on the planet who sees that home for sale is your home seller, you win. It's done. You've already done it. You've won. And they'll think you're so happy. Anesthesia. If the home sits for a while, and they're calling you, George, you've got to sell. I've got to move back to New Orleans for the Termites. Everything I know now more about Termites than I ever thought. He's like, well, I tell you what, why don't we put you back on the open house show and we'll host an actual open house? The pandemic is fading. People are a lot more comfortable about having people in their house. What a great way to get them in there. Almost we'll advertise it that morning, have it that afternoon, boom. Hang these and he gets listing presentations. So to conclude, we'd love to have you. We've got about 3 spots left on the show. You sign a 1-year contract. At the end of the 1-year contract, it goes month to month. So if you like your spot, you can keep it. And the price, are you ready for this? $29 per week. Anybody who doesn't pay $377 a quarter to have this type of advertising, an incredibly low investment to be on top. Trust me, once you go on board, everything changes. You'll love your spot. George even told me when we were about to eat lunch, he goes, it works in a competitive listing environment. He said, most of the time, if I close with television, they will pick me because I'm going above and beyond. This show is to separate the great agents from the truly over the top and excellent agents. And we'd love to have you. If you have any questions on the show, numbers, our web traffic is off the hook. We boost every single Facebook tour for you. So every time you put in a new home, I put $2 in every single boosting in the El Paso area. So these tours get hundreds of views, and we take care of that for you as a package. Some agents don't like the way you look. If you're one of those that's hot and sweaty and you get out your phone and you do one of those live selfies, be very, very careful. I've seen some really agents get out there and look not so professional and not so good. If public speaking isn't your thing, then let people who have grown up public speaking do that for you. We're happy to do it. You want to always protect your brand, always protect your image. So don't get out there and go, this is the living room here. Amy, anything to add?
It's an amazing list of people. If you pick up 1 to 2 listings throughout the year, you've won. Maybe it'll be free, but if you set yourself apart from others, you will win a listing 9 times out of 10. Rob's right. The market is shifting, and there is absolutely no reason to be concerned. We are in Texas. We're in a good place. And while we may have a slight change, there won't be a slowdown compared to other parts of the country. So use the show for the marketing, use it to win listings, that is the most important thing, and use it to set yourself apart and provide what you need to provide your sellers for. You guys are realtors, they're hiring you, you're professionals. You want to just show them, I'm here to make you shine. We're here to make you guys shine, and you want to make your home sellers shine. So come join the show.
Yes.
So you're what, there was a week, so you go in every week and fill in that form? Or
Yes.
Tuesday, by Tuesday?
Yes.
You have to do it here yourself every week, and then they are presented Sunday morning.
That is correct. And it stays in your management page. There's a list of everything you've ever put in. So if you're running late, you can hit rerun. Change a word, write pending, put in a little note, this has gone pending. I changed the description to match that. We put a little tab. Lots for sale, land for sale. You're allowed 1 spot per week. Now, exit is different where George works. 5 spots a week. They wanted a large presence on the show. And so you'll see exit east far more frequently than other companies. A couple of our agents, we have, and builders, we have Winton, Lydia, and brand new just came on, it's Maravi.
Yes.
So.
This is an example of the page, where you would, upload the listing. So if he was gonna rerun Singing Hills, you just hit rerun. We only allow you to submit for that show, so it's dummy proof. So and there you can see the times the property is aired on those shows. It's just, I know Rob is super busy as am I, but Wednesdays are a deadline for the El Paso shows, so not Tuesdays. Just Wednesdays at midnight.
Amy helps everybody. She's got agents running late in Austin. They're like, I don't have time. We'll help. Don't worry about that. We have the same philosophy Jeffrey does with integrity. If you're not happy, if this isn't working for you, this show goes away. And it's been on since 2003 because we get incredibly good results. For the money that you invest, we don't want to gouge you. We know what some agents pay to other companies, that are online, that we believe that the rates that they charge are absolutely exorbitant. And we wanted to make it a nice, quality, affordable, local.
How much is your open house? When you said you come in to the house to do the open house.
Oh, no, we never enter your house. What we're saying is, you can put up a little tab that says open today from 2 to 4 or 1 to 3 or whatever. And we put a little tab in the corner up there where it says view online. It says open today. And then in the description, we could say, see this, bring your family in person and see it in person between 1 and 3. And then you host an open house and we advertise your open house.
But also to that point, it doesn't have to be an open house. It can be pending, sold, a vacant lot, like you see here with LBS. So anything with residential real estate.
Any other questions? Yes.
Is this like a package for every week or every?
It is. We sell a 1-year contract. It's 30 seconds per week, 1 home profile per week, unless you negotiate multiple spots. And then every week you can put in a brand new one. Amy will be harassing you around Tuesday. You'll get the reminder emails. It's a weekly cycle. It also gives you like a great motivation. Oh, I want a new home on the show. Well, the only way to do that is to work. to go get listing presentations. Make as many as you can and some volume gain. One, when you're done with the year, we bill $377 per quarter. If you like it, don't ever send your 30-day notice. Just keep it going.
Robert, quick question.
Please.
Is it individual agent, or say you have a team and that week you want to feature one of your agents? Can you do that?
You can take it as a team, and then what, for example, Exit does is they've got it set up where Exit is the main contract, and then you can put in an unlimited number of guest agents behind it. Let's say you're brand new. You can borrow listings from other people. Borrow the listing, we'll put in a tab courtesy of, and then you can feature their home and brand your name. There's a million ways to make it work. But trust me, there's a reason it's been on since 2003. It works. Excellent works. Any other questions? And in case you haven't noticed, there's entertainment too. I do the characters. We did a sketch with Jeffrey where I played Cal Cooper, the home improvement guy. From Fargo. Oh, yeah. The purpose of the characters is this. If you've ever seen the open house show, man, there ain't nothing like that on the planet. You'll never see another show like that again. It stands out. And the way you win, stand out. Gotta stand out.
We did a skit for us. It's on our website, our first page. Matter of fact, we can even do another one.
Yep, shoot it up.
It's wonderful for us. I'm not gonna hire you for my marketing now, I'm like public speaking. Amazing expert. But we appreciate everybody coming, wonderful turnout, and just, we're here to help you. And one thing Robert said is the most important thing in business, that's gonna apply to every one of you guys. When that phone rings, you answer.
Answer the phone.
Answer the phone. Hi, Jeff Michelle, Integrity Property Inspections, how can I help you? It's the number one thing to do. And then number two is you show up on time, of course, and you're way down the line to do a good inspection, really. I mean, we try to do everything great, but answering that phone, and that's everybody. Oh, and have a voicemail. You gotta have a voicemail. In case you don't get to it, hey, I'm on the phone, I'm gonna call you right back. Text me as well, I'm gonna call you right back. Anyway. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeffrey, Robert, Amy. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. There's information on the table for you to take with you, and also there's still some food. You guys want to sit home?
You want food? We got food.
There's still plenty of food.